Hi, welcome back. We're with Advocates for Medically Fragile Kids NC, and today we're turning the tables a little bit. I get to interview our wonderful interviewer. So, welcome, Alessandra. Thanks for being here. If you just want to start and talk about how did you even find our organization? What were you trying to search, and what did you need?
Well, this was some good years ago, very soon after you started your Facebook group. I had been searching constantly, Googling constantly for organizations or groups that were specifically related to medically fragile and complex kids. And there just wasn't anything available. And I kept searching, kept searching, and kept searching. And finally, I remember typing in and Googling medically fragile children, and that popped up in Google, your organization. And I wasn't a big Facebook user. I wasn't part of social media, given my situation with Isidore 24/7. I was not into social media, even though everybody else was on Facebook. But I saw on the website that you had social media platforms. So I clicked on it and joined your Facebook group. And I must admit, my expectations were, well, there's nothing out there. This has got to be better than nothing. And I was blown away how life-changing that was.
Thank you. You want to talk a little bit more about that?
Why was life-changing?
Yeah.
Yes, it was life-changing in the sense that the most important thing was the access to information that I finally had. Up until that point, I hadn't had access to crucial information that was so vital in assisting me to find services, support, and assistance for my son. And that was specifically policy related through the CAPC waiver. Isidore was already on the CAPC waiver. He already had private duty nursing. In those days, we were just transitioning from PD to PDN. Private duty nursing was under CAPC, and then we were transitioning to PDN
Mm.
being separated, and then the hours were getting less. So we were around about that stage. And I didn't know anything. I just knew what my case manager told me. I was entirely dependent on my case manager and the agency that I was with, and whatever they knew or didn't know. And I started looking into the policy myself because up until then, I assumed that those who were providing services were well informed and very knowledgeable on policy, only to find out that that wasn't the case. Because when I would ask questions, I would get replies, well, I don't know, and nothing would happen. And
Mm.
I would go back and say, I know you said you weren't sure. Have you looked into it? No, it's not very clear. None of us really know how this works. And that was just astounding to me. So that's when I decided I'm going to start reading everything related to private duty nursing, related to CAPC waiver, Medicaid, everything. And I started going through it and realizing that the language wasn't that intuitive, how it's written and how to interpret it. And there are parts that are very confusing and
Mm.
it's hard to interpret. And that's when I started seeing on the Facebook group in posts that you were providing this information, clarification. And I was just amazed at how much I was learning at a rate that was just phenomenal. And realizing how much more I was learning than my own case managers and my case agency, even the nursing agencies, with their understanding of how PDN works and in collaboration with the CAPC policy. So I was being armed with so much information that was life changing and life saving for my son because we started receiving services that we would never have received had I not been educated and informed through advocates of medically fragile kids NC. So that is why I always say when I talk about the organization, it's not just life changing, it is life saving. That's what happened with our family, with my son. I received services that allowed us to continue to do what we could do for our son and remain in a home and community based environment safely because we started having access to services that we didn't even know existed.
That's really great. That's one of my main goals is to make sure that education is available to everyone. We don't discriminate and only educate parents and families, but we do work with um, multiple case management agencies, and collaborating and um, anyone else that's involved in interpreting policy. So I'm glad. So earlier this year, you joined our board, which I'm so thrilled about. Tell me what led to your decision to say yes when I asked.
Oh, that was a no-brainer. I'd I have been given so much from the organization. And I finally reached a point in my life with Isidore that I was able to carve out time to give back. I've been wanting to do this for such a long time, and that finally happened. And I also felt that I was in a position where I had learned so much. I had experienced so much. I had started working a lot with other families and mums on the side, helping and seeing how rewarding that was, and felt that my knowledge was at a place where I could give back and bring something to the table and not just be this driftwood, this dead brick, but actually a useful pair of hands and mind and body. And I had the time to be able to do that. Um, and the organization itself is so flexible because we're all in this position with our children. We all give when we can and if we can. So there was this understanding that whatever was available, if I gave back, that was going to be okay. There wasn't this expectation that I had to do more than I was able to because I can't. I can't because of Isidore. He's 24/7. And why our organization specifically? Why am I drawn to giving back? As I said, because it's given me so much that I could never measure or place a value. It has been life changing, life saving for our son and for us. So it meant so much for me to be able to give back to the organization. But also, on a deeper and more personal level, the what you do as an organization is unique. There isn't another organization in our state that does this for our most fragile and our most vulnerable and their families. The services that you provide for our children and our families, no one else does. And the way that you do it. So it's not only what you do that is incredible, it's how you do it that won my admiration and my respect and my loyalty because you continue to build stronger and stronger bridges, continually moving beyond our community and finding support and collaboration to build and support our community more and more with each passing year. And the relationships that you have built beyond what's within our community with our members is incredible because in times of crisis, when we need to have a voice and we need something to be done, when our organization steps up, you're heard. You have the respect and the credibility and you heard and you get the attention that is needed because of the respect and the credibility that you have built and developed. And that is unique. And if I go to an even more personal level and dig even deeper, the way you've all treated me over the years. I haven't been treated this way by anybody else.
Mm.
The respect that I've been given as a mother, sorry, I'm getting emotional now.
You're making me emotional too.
It has been years where I've been dismissed, been made to feel as though I don't have a voice, that I'm invisible, and I'm not seen, despite what I've done for my son, what I know, what I can give, what I can bring. But your organization has never, ever done that, even though for years I gave nothing back. I literally only took. I had a question, you were there, you answered. You made me feel as though I was the most important mum and my son was the most important child. And I know you do this for every family. Whenever I've needed something, it's been immediate. I have been helped immediately. If you didn't know, you went and you found out. You never forgot. You came back. You might have said, it might take me some time, but I knew it was coming back. I knew whatever you told me I could trust because over the years, it's been accurate, it's been correct. It gave me credibility and authority because when I would go to providers, I knew I could speak with authority and credibility because I knew I could trust the information that I had. And I was seen. I was made to feel as though I mattered. My voice mattered. My son mattered. And it was this equality. I don't know how you do it. I'm learning now because I'm part of the team. But every mom or every parent or every legal guardian that comes to you with their child, it is consistent. And whatever you're going through in your personal life, whatever is happening beyond the walls, it never creeps in that individual customized time you give each parent and each child. And that is something that is invaluable and I haven't seen anywhere else. And I've never been given that as a human being, as a mother, for me and my son. And it's something that I will value and I will hold close to my heart always. And I hope to do that for another mother and be a part of what you bring.
Okay. Um, no tears over here, that's for sure. Um, I wish I could give you a big hug right now. I know how easy it is for moms, especially, but also dads and grandparents and whoever else is providing care that, providing care becomes the all-consuming identity. And to get to know another mom as Alessandra and not just Isidore's mom, um, it's truly an honor that people want to spend time with me too, because I feel the same way. There were so many years it was hard to come up for air. So,
Yeah.
um,
And also, Jenny, it's the concept of advocacy. What the organization does is so much more. It is primarily advocacy, but it's so much more than that. But even let's go down the route of advocacy. Advocacy is such a difficult thing to do, to advocate. It is a fine line. You're walking a fine line all the time. And this is another part of the organization which all of you lead, the co-founders lead with such principle and ethics, is in how you advocate. The way that you implement your advocacy, it is never, ever personal. You have struck such a beautiful balance where you never make it personal. And I've experienced that. I've been part of advocacy for a number of years now. And this is the only space where I know it's never going to get personal. And I'm never going to be moved away because of something that's personal. With Advocates for Medically Fragile Kids NC, you as a parent and your child is the most important thing above anything else. And that is something else that also sets you apart and unique. So when you have said, what is our mission? And when you say every child, every family, one community, those aren't just words. Your organization really, really lives their mission. And that is something that I'm very passionate about. And that's a message I really want to get out because I've experienced it, and that is incredible. So that's the one thing that I feel is so important to to stress.
Yeah. I think that's a great way to end. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for saying yes to our board and providing the stability and encouragement to take a bigger step into social media and developing our social media channel and all of your expertise in interviewing and all of that. Just um, when I might say it, I don't want to do it. It's only because of me and not because of you. But I have seen what a difference this has made, and I'm just truly grateful for your guidance in that. So thank you.
Absolutely, and I'm so excited.
Wonderful. All right. See you next time. Don't forget to subscribe and comment and all the things so that we can get our message out
And,
into a bigger community. What did you say? I'm sorry.
and donate.
Oh, and donate. Yes,
And
that's right.
anybody you know who would be
10,
willing to donate.
our goal of $10,000 heading into our 10th year. We've already started talking about planning a virtual anniversary party, so I'm excited about that. So there'll be more to come later. Thanks, everyone.